just woke up. If I'll explain it, I can't explain why I was asleep like at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock or whatever time zone you in. It's 12 on the east. What is it? 12:50. All right. Anyway, so I just woke up. I was having a dream, and like I said, I've been saying I don't think I talk about it too much. I have a lot. Well, I've been having vivid dreams my whole life, but it got vivid after. Well, I'll talk about that later too. That's the reason. Another thing I used to tell the doctors at first, but I've been having vivid dreams. But when they started with the program real good, by the time I got out the army, I started telling us. I knew to tell the psychologist or whatever. Anyway, so first I was in the mall, the old-fashioned type of mall, and it's like me and this old white lady were behind each other, and something was wrong with the escalator going down, and there was a chain in front of it. And I was young enough. I saw the people, some girls jump, but I was worried about the old white lady behind me, because the chain, she couldn't jump over it. But I still jumped over it. And then somehow I turned behind me and she was gone, and the chain was real low. Like somehow I guess she walked over it. Then some more stuff. Then I went to a bookstore looking for a book, but it was a book, something, I don't know, some kind of book about some guru, not Tony Robbins, but it's like somebody I used to know or think I knew. In the dream, I knew him and I was looking for his book, but I just couldn't. And I asked the guy, he's like, oh, that guy? He's like, that's not real. Something he said, but it was something real familiar, like I seen it in real life. Like, nah, all he does is da da da, and the person thinks he this and that. I don't know. Anyway, then it switched, and I'm on a fucking submarine, and they're doing they're doing. I only seen it like maybe on YouTube videos, and also some big Hollywood movies about maybe World War II. When they got to try to escape. But this drill, it wasn't a drill, everyone was escaping. And they had like future stuff where they were still in modern day Navy uniforms, but they had future stuff where all they had to do was put on like a breather, not something to oxygen tank, just something like like filter, and put it on, and they could swim to the surface. And then I guess, because I thought about, I'm like, I watched all these videos. You can say that's just because of the videos you watch, about, remember like that sub that sank a couple of weeks ago, the civilian sub. And anyway, so everybody's going up the ladder, whatever is, in my dream, it's a ladder. Obviously, this ain't how it is in real life. But we get up the ladder, and then, that's what I was wondering as we're getting in line. Also, I watch a lot of air disasters. And just like on one I watched recently, you can say this has something to do, I don't know. One I watched yesterday, the plane landed safely, not safely, intact, and nobody was hurt. And they had to get out because everybody could smell the fuel. The fuel was leaking, but it didn't catch. But, at the time, they don't know that. And they all got out, one by one, orderly in like less than 2 minutes, like a minute 30. All 150 passengers, Anyway, so the point I'm thinking in real life I would do this, but because of my training. But in the dream, I'm thinking that's what I'm thinking. Like, y'all need to hurry up because the longer y'all take, the longer the sub is going down, and we're going to get crushed, or either Also, I'm like, y'all gonna be able to make it to the surface? And then some said, oh, they're trained. And also, what? A little bit of what I said in real life. It was a female on the sub, and it might be some on there now. And some said she'll make it because she can swim. She wouldn't be in the Navy if she can't swim. Da 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 da. Because she was ahead of me walking up the ladder. All right, so then it fast forwards to where it's the nighttime, and we're in the middle of the ocean, or it seems like. And somebody's looking, and we see a cruise ship, like the movies. And this could be, or either stories. This could be a sunken, either a steamer, from the old days, one of them videos. But anyway, no, because it was, I'm talking about the idea of just looking for ships in the shipping lane, or either fictional movies where, they're in the ocean at night. And so one of the sailors grabbed a thingamajiggy, a flare gun, and shoots it off because you can see it looked clearly like a cruise ship in the distance because all the lights in the decks. And then all of a sudden it turns from being in the middle of the ocean to being right off the coast. And then it's like the other coast. It's like we're so in such a close to, like you're in a bay or something. And you'll see why this happened. And so now we're happy, but you couldn't see it at first. Now you can see it clearly. Then it's like, damn, we're in like New Jersey, right off of Atlantic City or something. Because and it's like, oh shit. Then you see a small, like, regular passenger, civilian boat start coming. And so that's the end. What's the big deal about that? When I woke up, I'm like, well, what's the closest to here? What, Wilmington? And then something says, like, they wanted me to know. That's what there's not satellites. They got fucking Navy submarines that probably can reach spy technology inland this far. I'm telling you, that's what I don't think is a dream. I don't think it's from God. I think they got the technology. That goes into why I'm asleep now. For the last couple of days, I've been, nights they've been using the thing to wake me up. And this is not just sleep apnea. If I go back to the VA and explain, they're gonna say it's sleep apnea because they diagnosed me with that. That's how I know it. And I don't know, because I can feel like the what is it? I'm telling you, it has to be like the microwave thing. They're waking me up right on time, right every time. If I turn over, and then I wake up. And if I try to go as soon as I, later and try to go back to sleep, wake back up. Also, there's like a warm figure there. And you can almost see it like outline, like a warm silhouette. And, I want to hit it and fight it. But I know if it is what I think it is, they're in some kind of, now I think, in some kind of a sub. In a sub off the coast. What is that, about 300 miles from here? 340? Nowadays, I think they got that technology, even from a sub. Cause think about it, spying from satellites is great, but if they can go off the enemy's coast and spy that far inland, and we wouldn't know about it, especially on the sub. What's on the sub is definitely not known to the public, except for all they showed the video. Matter of fact, I watched the video about a month ago, brand new video. It had just came out. And it was, basically it's just the life, just the meals they eat and da-da-da-da. They don't show anything else. Maybe the escape plan. That's probably where I got it from. Yeah, the escape plan. This is what, and not even the top secret one, just, the general's escape. This is weed. Or something. That might not be. I might have been watching one about an old accident, probably a Soviet sub from like the 70s or 60s or 80s maybe. And that's what I saw. And that's what I was dreaming about. All right, so, and when I thought that, like, shit, these motherfuckers could be off the coast of Wilmington or wherever is close to North Carolina, Cape Fear or something, and nobody would know, and just sit there. They can go in and go out. We know. I mean, like I said, I watched those videos. Even old ones. I watched one recently about World War II again, probably 3 days ago. And same, they go in and they was doing something, but since it was World War II, they actually got to do some shit, sneak in, and they actually got it was Japan, they actually, but it wasn't part of the mission. The captain of the boat there, he just decided to do it. It's a real mission. It was written, it's made in cartoon and narrated, but it's a true story, and he's like the only one that actually invaded from America on mainland. But they went, and not all they did, they used some explosive they had to blow up a train line, and then got away and nobody knew about it, because it was the train line was used to transport the munitions that they're using to kill sailors, airmen, Well, there was no Air Force, right? The Air Force was still part of the Army, but I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, the stuff they're using to kill soldiers, American, and everything. You can say whatever now, because like I said, maybe that's why it showed up in my recommendations. Because I've been saying for years, I just haven't talked about it too much. That the reason I even know I found about this program in 2016, I've been knowing about it because I've been going to the hospital thinking something's wrong. Like I said, that's why I get all this money, and that's why I said they're mad. Like, oh, you got like it's not my fault. I didn't, off myself or somebody else. That's what the program wanted. I was supposed to think I was crazy. I'm like, that part worked, but I went and got help. I went to the VA and then, they gave me but also I had physical injury. I still do have to go to, kidneys and all that. But so I've been thought that they use, some people have infiltrated, or either like Snowden, some of them just can't do it no more. It sounds hard to believe, but I think they really, these Democrats, some of them, maybe they're not Democrats. Like I said, they never was. You got to remember, the woke military, somebody is sending signals because they know I know or something. Maybe because I'm ex-military, I don't know. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only ex-military, but I don't. Well, like I said, that it's not bragging. They know who I am. They get to know they know my record. But and the last thing it said, a soft whisper inside my ear. I'm telling you, it just said without a warrant. So that's the main thing, and I'm telling you, that is a big fucking deal, spying on Americans. They've been talking about that without, like I said, with Trump, the FISA warrant, all that shit. You can't do this no matter what you use, Navy technology, none of it, to spy on people. All this, all these people, all of a sudden that all these, it don't matter if you have regular people, they just came out the door. All these regular people, it don't matter if you hire regular people to carry out the groundwork. Like I said, they're the ground soldiers. I'm telling you, I think it, just like I said yesterday, that video I showed y'all about the kids. And then, I thought about it, like I started to say, is like, man, what if that was you? When you was a kid, some of them are 5, 6, even 9, 10. Could you imagine having your dick cut off? And you're like, well, that's what I'm saying. They thought they wanted. A lot of us, we would have never even thought about that. Even if they came to us, we would have laughed at it. Especially 5 or 6, we would have like, no. But, I'm from New York. We was talking when you was that age. We talk about your thing all the time. Your wee. You had your little pissing contest. Just every race of boys did. Just like in the movies, in the snow, you pissing your name in the snow. Look, she just drove by with an orange shirt. This is my sleep shirt. I just wear it all the time too. And like I said, I only wear these because I used to work a lot in the warehouse, construction, and I wear these just because it's orange or either the lime one, high vis. But for some reason they turned it into where I wear them like this. Like I said, I just woke up. They turned it into a style that regular people drive. The guy across the street, he'll be wearing it. So I'm telling you, you're like, why? I don't know why. But in the thing, when I woke, I was fully awake. Because like I said, it wasn't bad. I didn't have horror that we're going to die. It was like orderly, almost like a regular drill in the military, like it's just a drill, but I knew it was real. Like, that's what they always tell us. That's why we do all these drills. So when it is happening, you won't panic. But, our drills were for airplanes. And, so we're all orderly. But like I said, also on them airplane disaster movies, YouTube videos that recreate, sometimes they have the actual passengers like this one, nobody died. So they got the actual passengers talking about how they felt. And like they said, one guy was like, that's what he said. He said that stewardess, because she takes over when that happens, and I'm like, that's all they training. And he said, and somebody in the comment section, I got to remember that they're not just there to serve us drinks. And it was like only one, I think, with 150 passengers. I don't know, but she bust the door open and she told them. And I saw another one. It was in Japan. It was Japanese airline, and same thing. The Japanese stewardess, she got everybody out, told them to remain calm because that one was on fire. But she still, nobody ran and panicked because it wasn't just Japanese people. It was Americans, English, and they all that was a different one I watched 2 days before, and they got out orderly, not panicking, and they listened to her. But I don't know about if you're on Spirit Airlines, but not because of the employee. Well, yeah, that too. But from all I just found out about the Spirit Airlines joke because I've seen all these little videos and shorts about Spirit. Yeah, it do look like a Greyhound bus now. And so all these young black kids, it's embarrassing. Cause like I said, we said that back in the '80s. That's how I grew up. It's just like I said, back in the '80s. The elders were allowed to say, please don't be black. On the news report, especially I said, we're still in New York, like 85, and something would happen. First is, please don't let the person who did it be black. Secondly, please don't pick a black person to interview. Because also they had the Jerry Curl shower caps. It might have been 1984, so they got a Jerry Curl shower cap on. They just, yeah, man, I seen it. Yeah, he did. It could have been a fire, something sad, but nobody got hurt. And yeah, that boy he threw the little baby out the window. I don't know. It's like he did, but or it could have been a stabbing or a shooting. 1984 style. He probably more than likely is only a 38. Not like by the late 80s with a Uzi or just like a 38, and he had one pistol and shot him. But so now it's like it's over. I think it's really, that's why they, like I said yesterday, they had them cops. I gotta get up and get dressed. I do gotta go somewhere. They had them cops thinking, following me yesterday real hard, and like I said, he got scared. And that's the thing. My point. I know why he got scared, because he know he's breaking. He's doing something that can end his career. And I think they know that's it's not he's scared of me like, oh, he's gonna kill me. No, he's filming me. Yeah, I think by now they done put the word out. This guy's filming. And like I said, this neighborhood, like I said, that where I filmed that video yesterday is right up the street. By car is like a minute and a half where that incident took place. And since when do a cop? Yeah, he's driving that slow. They only do that in bad neighborhoods, and normally at night. Now we all done seen that in bad neighborhoods. I've seen it in Birmingham, whatever, because they looking for somebody. You done seen it on TV, cops. Like I said, in Birmingham, I've seen it plenty of times. Because they looking for somebody. Because I said our neighborhood was like this. These houses like this. So somebody done hopped the gate. But Birmingham, they got alleys behind the house. Like behind those houses would be an alley. Not all of them, but a lot of times they do. So somebody that hopped the gate, and so they're looking. That's why but yesterday, that wasn't why he was driving slow, because he was driving slow down the hill. He wanted me to get in front of him, just to get up behind me and intimidate me. But I'm like, it don't work. But I was just chilling anyway, like I said, it's in slow motion. So there's no need to hurry up and turn in front of him. It's like, yeah, I literally just lean back now. Like, yeah, I'm just leaning like, man, come on, what you waiting on? I know what you're doing, but I'm not finna get in front of you. Even if it was a regular car. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times, if it was a regular car, I'd do the same thing. Because one, you see I back in. I mean, the parking lot big enough to drive in and turn around. But I always, pull right there and bag in from the street. Or either if I'm coming that way. So, even when I'm way down there, I'm at the four-way, same thing. A regular person, I don't want that, because I know it's a gang stalker. He gonna tailgate me and get on my tailgate. And they know where I live anyway, so I ain't worried about, they know where I live. They follow me home, that's the thing. Not just in Birmingham, but I ain't worried about that. It's just now, man, you finna try to be funny, because I'm finna try to back up and bag in. So if you're on my ass, so a lot of times when I'm right there at that curve right there, I'll just, stick my hand out the window, I'll pull over and tell them go around. And so that's what I'm saying. That's another reason I let the cop go in front of me. Like, Nah, don't get by. I don't let nobody. If I can, I don't let them get behind me. Yeah, he just drove by with a, got a. This North Carolina. Get the fuck out of here. He ain't no blood. You can say, well, there's other consent now. New York never had no real ones. They act like it now, and it's over with now. But trust me, back in like they thought all that shit was fake in '89. I could pull up YouTube videos. They thought all it was just the movies. I mean, this younger generation, and they just phonies, wannabes. Just like some of them, yeah, California niggas that went over there and raised them up, but probably decades ago. But it's over with. It's over. Basically. So basically, you got a bunch of people wannabes riding by. He just rolled by with a red bandana on, like it's 1989. But it's just funny. Oh no! Matter of fact, they nowadays they on the scooter. They doing that. That's East Coast shit. I see 2 days ago they keep riding by on scooters in Philadelphia and New York. Them little tiny scooters shooting up people. That's lame shit. That's why I said it back then. The stuff they did. That's why I was talking about East Coast. It was like childish, running from the cops. Even in the movie Juice, we all love Tupac, but as I'm sitting there watching it in the movie theater, matter of fact, I saw the poster as we were coming out of Menace to Society, because it came out first. We had just watched it, and I noticed these dudes with fades, and then I look, oh, okay, that's fucking Tupac. They gonna be in the movie, so yeah, we gotta go see. But anyway, the point, as I'm sitting there, I'm mad because it was childish. They 18, 19, running from the cops, ain't got no money, stealing. Kane was, he had money. He was selling big drugs. He had a car, had a car. He graduated. He graduated high school. I mean, he got killed at the end, but, but, and plus he was the same age, so we can identify. Y'all like, that's what I keep talking about. That's negative. Because, yeah, I was mad. I promise you, I was seething in that seat. I was, grabbing onto the thing when he died. I was like, no, he can't die. Because, at the end, you didn't expect that. I was really mad. I think I was in shock. I had seen the real shit. I had to calm down. Like, oh, damn. Boy, I'm like, no, he can go. Man, let him go to. I'm trying to remake the movie. He goes to Atlanta with silly ass Ronnie, the silly ass broad Ronnie. It's just like real life with Jada Pinkett. Anyway, like they said, without Will Smith, that's all she'd be remembered for was a couple of movies in the '90s and Different World. That was it. But so he's behind me. The cop, he's not. He's coming down. I'm like, I ain't waving. I'm like, what do you? I tell you, he's like, he put on, because he knows for his money to get paid, he has to let me get in front of him. And he's like, but he knows he can't make it obvious, so he lets off the brake. You can see he tries to step on the brake, then lets off the brake. And it's like, I'm telling you, I think this is really over. And just like they just pulled off, and that guy just pulled up, and they gave them girls over there food. And the guy, I never talk about it, but the guy that just drove by, he be over there. So, he be on my videos sometimes, but he just drove by in that Mercedes with the little now, because last summer he had it. I talked to him every once in a while. But he got it like sometimes I have mine. They get mad because I do the sunroof, but I wouldn't do the sunroof. It's just too hot. But and he just gave them a bag of groceries. But my thing is, because they're supposed to, again, so that's what they're still pushing, that all this about that I'm selfish and supposed to share. And they still pushing to the last. That's a good thing. They're gonna still push. And like I said, that's your girl, nigga. If you want to give her food, that's definitely not about helping the community. You fucking her. So what the hell? Y'all saw that just now. I think I did film it. I don't know if I not, but you saw that band that was just sitting there. And I don't care if you got other girls. That's just I don't care. I'm not hating. If you want to give her a girl, that's your job, nigga. Even if it's your side chick, if she call, hey nigga, we need some groceries. That's what you got to do, because you got involved. But that ain't this ain't. But I tell you the vibe I really get. They did it in front of me because it's supposed to be about helping. Cause I tell you, he did. We did at first. And one time we was talking, he's like, "Yeah, man, I was so close to some of these dudes. I almost was like them." And I'm like, and I knew he was doing the gang stalk. I knew the whole time. That's why he even talked to me. But it was like, all right, let's see. Remember I told y'all we used to be out here all the time, but they got mad because I wouldn't stop doing what I do, and they controllers, slave master, puppet masters. You know, that's what I'm saying. He's allowed. I'm not hating. He's allowed to have cars. He got like 3 or 4. He work on cars. He used to work on mine sometimes. That blue one, but but and so we're standing there, and he's like, "Yeah, man." Da 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 da. I'm like, okay, he didn't. Plus he's a little bit older than me. Like almost like if we was younger, like I was a ninth, and now he would have been a senior. Or he might be more older, but I don't know. Anyway, but it's like I said, okay, then why? What's that supposed to mean to me? I know you're not trying to hint. Like, yeah, I need the nigga. That's extortion. You know who I am. I don't want to hear you. Don't. Nah, I don't know that shit, nigga. You know who the fuck I am. You not. Yeah, you not. I'm telling you, this gangster shit. When I hear shit like that, that's you trying to be slick. I told you I'm from Birmingham. Like, nah, B, it don't work like that. And he's like real. He's like 6'6" or 6'4". But like I said, my whole crew in high school was 6'6", 6'4". I had a set of twins that's 6'4", but they still 6'4". But you know, obviously they were really cool. But to everybody else. But I don't know. Yeah, they I ain't gonna tell everything else, but they had rank anyway, cause just family related. Yeah, them California niggas. That's what I'm saying. It was the blood, first cousin, all that shit. Mama, this and that. But and like I said, one of them, I tell this much. He thanked me for what one of them thanked me. This is like after everybody else. Matter of fact, that's what I'm saying. He was one of the ones that kept fucking with me. The only ones that kept fucking with me were really deep into that shit, real deep. Not no just snatching like Black Lives Matter. Remember I told you snatching stuff and stealing and running this. They never did no shit like that. Anything like that, it was for some big money, and it was yeah. Oh, so he actually thanked me though. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, in high school, you the only one that didn't leave. It's like, honestly, I didn't know we was in that much danger. But I wouldn't have left still, but, and that didn't lead them. I was like, oh shit, I thought we was just talking shit, walking home, whatever, every day. But I was the only one that, but, they told me, and I saw it, and I was over a couple of times, and well, not a couple of times, I used to stay over there. But, it was 17, 18, you ain't got to go home, seriously. Your mom know what you do, whatever, your folks know where you at. And so anyway, but back to what he said about uh, they were like me. I could have been like, it's like, so you need to be talking to them, not to be. I did that. You know what? He got that. I seen it before. Like he's trying to take it, like he was mad at it. It is just, it's like, no, it's not that you're not reaching me. Honestly, I'm not being funny. You're older than me, but you're not smarter than me. It's like I know exactly. I know more. Probably social that would help the people. Like I said, I probably would have been a good politician, but now I see I couldn't have been effective in Birmingham. Even as a lawyer, I would have never, because it was all Democrats. I'd have been. I don't know what would have happened. I would have had to resort to the old me. Probably had to get somebody, as a lawyer, because they would have been, nasty to me. The other lawyers, all the. And so he wasn't nasty. It was funny. The look on his face, like, I'm like, nah, I did. If you was so close, I know he probably lying anyway. Yeah, I was almost just like them. You never know. Only communists. And I'm like, you, you're my generation. You're just a little bit older. And I didn't know you way back then. I just met you. But everybody I know, even in the military, no matter what race, we all were raised. Nobody was really rich. I only knew one guy that was rich, and I didn't know. They told me he was on. This was by the time I got my own team in the 82nd. He was on my team, and he's only like 2 years younger than me. And somebody, one of the other white boys, we were all cool. They talking probably on a Saturday in the bars. He's like, this guy rich. I said, what? He rich? We been in the field together. As a matter of fact, I had moved back in the barracks. He's my roommate, but I barely stay in there. I just have my stuff in there because I'm not married at the time. And, he finally asked him, I said, I heard you rich. Matter of fact, he's from Seattle. And his dad got a lot of, this was in 96 or something. His dad, he's rich. I said, why? And because he had just bought a raggedy ass hoopty. And I said, why in the hell did you join the military? Oh, I just wanted to prove to my dad I could do something. And I believe him. He's a little skinny dude, looked like a little surfer dude. No homo. I guess handsome, but he was skinny as hell. And he always had a tan. And, we always would joke on it because he was the new guy. He was the newest guy, period. Not just the guy, the camo guy, everybody. All my homies, they were, all the black guys, we would just ribbing them, just talking shit. And on duty, because he was the new guy. But I was like, damn, you was rich. You're rich. He said, yeah, I just wanted to prove that. I said, oh, okay. And I would be like, but damn, I would at least ask him to buy me a new car, cash, and I'll just pay the insurance. But, who knows? Those rich people, always, especially in Seattle, that means dad was a big-time Democrat, too, or still is. And so he probably really didn't want to do anything from him. He said, I just wanted to prove to him that I can do something. And I don't join the military in the 82nd on my team. And so, yeah, he would piss me off a little bit, but not bad. Because, our job was nowhere near the telephone pole. Obviously, their antennas nowhere near that tall. And part of our job, and you see how that cable is hanging? You got to connect the cables while it's on the ground to the antennas. And that was one of the things when we broke it down, because it's time to go. We just tape it with a black electrical tape that you could buy at Walmart. And he cut the cable instead of just cutting the tape. I was pissed though. Because, you got to inventory, all that. And this is one of the first times I'm out as the team leader and it's just us three. And I'm in charge. And no, I didn't panic like that, get on them like that. Like, plus I knew I wasn't the E5. I should have been the E5. But, I didn't want to be that dude who's still an E4 that's a team leader acting like Sergeant Major, just Sergeant Major. And, but I'm like, I still got you. Come on, man. You can't be that sloppy. Yeah, it's like you got to get a fine line between, because I did get one person that did you changed, man. Oh, yeah, also she got all them kids. So, yeah, he dated her and brought that, the bag. That's what I'm saying. But that's what you got to do, nigga. Bring them groceries. Even if the kids ain't yours. Even if that ain't your main chick. I ain't telling this business, but it's on camera. Miss Benita, remember that from Living Color if you old enough? You ain't heard it from me. But anyway, so he cut the cable. Another time we was on another exercise, and now, I'm actually as the leader with the infantry guys and all this and that. And he went there, and we're on a week, 2 weeks or whatever, down at another post, jumped in, training exercise, and he left his weapon. I'm not talking to y'all gang star because his dad is a big time Democrat. No, I'm not scared, nothing like that. I'm just saying I ain't, dogging him. It wasn't nothing serious. It was funny after you think about it. Like my reaction, he left. Somebody comes up to me and gives me a weapon. I already knew it was his. I see the button numbers. Oh shit. So he done left it and went, just like in a movie. He done left it and fucking went and did something. Maybe to pee, I don't know. But if you peeing, the weapon should be next to you, leaning up on the tree or wherever you peeing. or slung over your shoulder or something, way we carried it in the 90s. And so, yeah, I made him sleep with it in the sleeping bag. I don't know. I got that from the movies. I did. I could, I didn't have the heart to make him do push-ups because I didn't have stripes. So it's like, no, nah, can't do. That'd be, and plus that's it. I don't know. Like I said, now if I had stripes, yeah, it's push-ups all day. But they, like I said, our points were too high. And like I said, right after I got hurt, points magically get lifted and go back down for my MOS. So but you see how high this shit goes. If you don't know what points are, ask somebody in the Army or look it up on Google. They'll probably tell you. I ain't gonna explain it, but it's people MOSs that they points never go up. You can guess infantry because they always need infantry people. But there were two. They said they needed commo people, but that was in the 82nd. But it was too many. What they say is, and the points are controlled by. Oh, that's what I explained. The points for every MOS is controlled by Congress because really it's about money. So if you got too many high-level NCOs in one division job, commo cooks, then you that's the budget. It's gone because you're paying too. It's top heavy. That's what they call it, top heavy. So you gotta wait for some of these guys to retire. But magically, as soon as I got hurt, and I'm not top. I was top guy because that's the first thing the guy said to me when I woke up in the hospital. One of my homies, he was on my team too for a while, but he's like, damn, you was on top of the whole battalion next to go to get PDLC. Your name was top of the list. And, it was almost, we were friends. I had been over his house because he was married, same age. It's almost like, yeah, they were, this is delicious, Now they finally knocked me out. They took me down like they like to do now. But back then I didn't realize it was that. I just, since I'm a Christian, I just, oh well, I'm not dead. It's God's will, whatever. And I always took it like that. But now I know that y'all sabotaged me and tried to kill me. It's like, I still, me. Oh, so yeah, he's like, yeah. I know I keep switching. He's like, I could have been just like them. I was, that old bullshit. It's like, our generation, not just poor. Well, some of us weren't poor. Like I said, he's another one probably had more money than me as a kid growing up. Don't matter that he's a couple of years older than me. I'm just saying, as you talking shit, you got money now, probably, I don't know, probably got you grew up around here, probably got land from his family, all that type of shit. But you want to join this communist shit? Bitch, are you crazy? And there ain't no jealousy. I'm saying, you got land, this and that and that. Probably some country folks out in the country, a whole bunch of land and some country ass niggas, country cousin Jeff, black country Jeff, seriously. That's the vibe I get. Like, nigga, you want to, there's an old Mercedes, like, but still it's nice and clean. But you want to preach to me about communist, what they call it nowadays, giving back? Like, yeah, I done lost y'all mind. I just laughed because he got mad because I fucked him up, mentally. I said, no, that means you need to tell them instead of telling me. You need to tell them. I said, well, how'd you do it? If you was so close to being him, the guy that walking up and down the street that I see you helping in front of me on purpose, yeah, do it. They don't do it no more, but there's no reason. I see you helping. Why don't you tell him and help him be like you are now instead of keeping him? That's why I said, actually, that make me madder because you're purposely keeping him in that subservient position so you can tell other people, yeah, I used to be like him. And then, like I said, it's called bird feeding. That's how I said I know they ain't gangster. That's what I'm saying. It really is. Like it was a line. Like Birmingham's like the last gangster place. Atlanta, South Carolina, yeah, they do the shooting and all, but like I said, anybody that's stupid. They just shoot for no reason because they pissed. Charleston, South Carolina, here, Charlotte, they used to shoot niggas like a motherfucker. Yeah, they still shooting niggas. Probably shot somebody last night here, but it's not the same. Because everything, like I said, if it ain't about money, you riding a bus shooting somebody, that mean, you just shoot somebody because you want to shoot somebody. You ain't hustling, got you no car, taking big time, that's what I'm saying. Back in our day, just shooting somebody over an argument, that's stupid. You didn't risk you going to prison, take penitentiary chances when they catch you, and you was broke riding the bus. Down south riding the bus. Down here they got a decent one, but just like Atlanta got an even decenter one. But you ride here, it ain't like New York where everybody, even rich folks, are on the train, and it's still more than likely just like the rappers used to rap about in 89, 90. If you ain't had no car in New York, you wasn't shit. That East Coast shit. I had to have a car to fuck a bitch. Even in New York, the bitch tired of riding on the train and the bus, and some drug, this 1990, and some drug dealer drive by in a nice car, it's over for you. And that ain't why we did it. That's just part of it. This is the spoils. It wasn't. That's just part of it. You didn't think about the pussy. That's gonna come. And like I said, a lot of times you had a lot of girls. Well, some of us, you got a lot of girls talking to you anyway, because teenagers, they couldn't. Like I said, from all that shit. Again, I'm going subject to subject. Like they tried with all that. These guys be raping girls and parties. It's like majority of the times, a lot of us wouldn't even lost our virginity at such a young age if the girls want. And always the predators be the prettiest, cutest girl. Main one step to you, take what she want. Back then, yeah, exactly. Main one that you wouldn't expect to just. But by the time you get a little older, 17, yeah, you cool about it. You ain't, you cool. Those the predators. Tell you when to come over. Tell you when their mom and dad gone. They stay in a big old house. They mom and dad, they got money. They gone for the weekend, or it's Friday night. They'll be back early in the morning. They go every Friday. They hook the whole thing up. You ain't got to do all this. They raping. Nobody got raped. So that wasn't part of it. You wanted the money, yeah. And yeah, it's gonna come with that. All that come. Back to it. Yeah, I'm like, you need to pass game. Remember, I keep saying that's what you need to tell them, because you holding them down, bird feeding. That's how niggas get killed. It really, that comes from, like, if you owe somebody, like maybe they fronted you some dope, or maybe they just straight up loaned you some money. Yeah, there you go, right there. Maybe, yeah, now he's just so nice today. Remember that I talking, look, he just happened to come out too. He might have texted him. Now, technically, in the old days, you could say they text each other. Because, remember I told you I gave the guy that's getting out yesterday, I gave him a chance, but he still did that stupid shit. Like, nah, I don't know you. You know what? Never what? I'm gone. Bye. I knew this was a mistake. I tried to be nice to you. And so now, yeah, today he's just Mr. Nice Guy. He brought her groceries, bought his side chick groceries. All right, so, I'm like, why don't you tell them how you used to be like them and was so close to being them? And that's what it, but you can't. I don't know what you got him, but I do know. I don't know how they got you involved with all this shit. And or how deep they got you. But it's just like this whole thing is, I think it's really over. I've been explaining, and here comes probably one of the higher up liberals. Look, everybody just out today. Him, right? Yeah, he just looked when I said here come one. He got on headphones, but he probably listened to me. There might be some new technology that ain't really new. They're just smaller, what I mean by new. Because I say here come the liberal in charge, the slave master, the Democrat that just walked by. And, as soon as I said it, he happened to look this way. You can say it's because you pointing his phone at him. I said, nah, he said that he did it because he hurt me. I think it's over, man. I mean, I say it all the time, but I'm telling you, that dream, I don't think it was from God. I think they got the technology. I mean, yeah, it's from God, but it's more in a roundabout way for people that don't understand. They're like, why would he do all that? Why wouldn't he just tell you? Why would he have one, just give you a dream? So he would have one of them, one of your people that's deeply embedded, or one of your people who's turning on them, who can't spy on American citizens no more, send you a message and he don't even know he's sending a message for God. It's like, yeah, it happens all the time. Which people say it all. People would understand and say it all the time. That's another thing. That's what you're an angel mean. You know, it don't mean that they're literally angels. It's just, yeah, they understand. They're happy. They're like, God must have sent you. And so inside that submarine, maybe one of them is. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he just going all out today. He's bored more. But inside the submarine, inside the submarine, one of them, or a bunch of them, I think they sent me a message. I don't have proof, obviously, not yet. But I'll look up how far Wilmington is or wherever the coast is. I think that's possible. That might explain. Remember, I kept trying to understand how they know what I'm doing. Because, you know what? Yesterday I had to call Samsung. Hold on. Yesterday I got an update. And this phone is like 3 years old in cell phone years, or maybe even 9 years. I mean, I might have got this in 2019. That's 90 years old in cell phone years, ain't it? 4 years old. This is the S10 Plus. I got an update, and I know, I'm up on technology a little bit, not like a tech guy, but you watch them videos. I know they don't send updates for these phones no more. And here's a screenshot from yesterday. That's what I'm saying. You know what? They might have, cause I called because it said call this 800 number, and I just wanted to, like, that's why I called. So when I'm talking to not the operator, the tech, because all I could get through was tech support. I'm like, I don't really need tech support. I'm like, that's just weird. I gotta, and she's doing the gang stalking. Seriously, she kept trying to make me feel, just over talking. She was very nice though. I get that much. She was extremely, but she still had to do her gang stalking duty. I'm like, why? I only use this phone at the house. It ain't got no service. Well, I use it, this is the one I use for the dash cam. And, sometimes I'll do a live with this one at the house so I can film this one or the other one. And so I'm like, where'd the update come? She does some, I said, well, maybe it's not your department, because this said, it's a legal arbitration, whatever. But really, I was just being funny and calling to let them know, I'm just telling on whoever sent this. That means it's somebody inside Samsung gang stalking and did an update just to send just to me. And I just, want to, maybe I don't know somehow to go through to the higher ups that ain't involved in gang stalking. Like, what? Why are you sending an update to one person? Yeah, I use this phone to play some of the apps. I use it. I was just using it this morning. And I did wake up earlier, cook some breakfast, but so I called that 800 number and finally get to representative tech support. And she said, I said, well, maybe this ain't your department. Maybe it's legal. Because it says to opt out of this, opt out of the agreement within 30 calendar days of first consumer purchase. I'm like, I bought this in 2019 or use of application. So, okay, I'm guessing that means yesterday was the first day of the 30 days because they just gave me a new update. I'm like, why in the hell? Because it did the whole update thing. It cut out, puts, schedule, either schedule or push install now. Then it did the UE, all that shit. It did all that. It cut off. It had to. So I'm like, that's a real update. And another thing, I'm like, okay, well, where did it come from? It looks damn near official. So where did it come from then? And she just went in trying to sell me stuff. You want to, well, you get a discount on the smartwatch or trade it in. I don't want to trade it in. I done had it for years. I don't trade none of my phones in no more. I'm like, I just bought the Galaxy Fold 4. I ain't trade my other the phone I'm talking in now. I ain't trade that phone in. I don't trade them in. I just keep them. Still use it. I got an S8. That's one old as hell. That one I used to have in the Mustang. Remember you watch my old videos? I used to have that phone way back in 2018. It's still sitting there. I can fire it up if I want to, but I don't know. I just hoard phones. But I'm like, nah, where'd it come from? But she's technical support. Well, like, who does? We don't. That phone. She used the word I said. It's an old phone, but she didn't use it as trying to explain. Like as you said, she's using it. The gang stalking mockery. It's we don't send. I said I know. That's why I called. That's what I started with. I know y'all don't, after phone, I think they call it dead or something, it's like, yeah, I know y'all don't send updates no more. It's like, yeah, basically they're telling people like, if this is your only phone and you just cheap, but not really cheap. I'm being cheap in a funny way, good way. You really are. It's like, fuck it, I don't need it. I'm gonna roll with this. Because actually when I bought this, I really did say I was gonna roll with it, no matter what. I was still supposed to have it up till now. But as you see, I cracked it, and it got water in it, and it stopped working. And after a year, for some reason, I don't know why, I just plugged it up and it started working. I did a video about it recently. I said, what? I just plugged it up and it charged right up, and I guess it dried out. But it took a year because I did try to dry it out, and after 2 days without a phone, I finally just let me go get another one. And so where'd that update come from? And I meant to talk about it last night. Like, yeah, they did an update. And they're like, well, we don't send. I'm like, so you don't find that odd? I'm like, is it a scam? Is it a scammer trying to get my, but I don't have none of the apps that, my banking app or whatever. That's another one I keep seeing videos that about that FedNow and all that stuff. And it's like, but I think even some of the big corporations are pushing back against some of that shit because they know it means the loss of their regular freedom, not just their job freedom. Yeah, now, like I said, I keep bouncing from story to story, but like I said, old boy, that Mercedes guy, like I said, he's like, you. Why is that person stopping? It's somebody. I don't know if the phone can see it. You can see it in the reflection of the Probably just some. They're like, yeah, here you go. Oh, they're walking the dog. I couldn't see, but it's probably just like I keep going back. Why the thing is that the liberals and communists, don't get out, don't. They got look like that group that Ken Peele made fun of, laughing about. I think one of them was like Barry Gordy's son. The party all day, party all night. The what is it? Laugh about it. That's the name of the group. Remember, it's almost like a '90s goofy rap group because they had a bunch of them in the early '90s. Amongst all that gangster rap, it was about a lot of goofy motherfuckers. That's what he looked like. The party all day. And so that's what I don't understand why regular people don't realize. I mean, like I said, niggas know, and it's like another thing you got to realize when they send you on a dummy mission. Like I said, to someone my age, we all grew up knowing. So yeah, like on the internet, when it's there's a video and people, especially with all these homeless encampments, you're only 2 paychecks away from being. We're like, we all know that. We all grew up knowing that. We literally, even in my high school, niggas getting shot back in 90, 89, 90, 91, 92, niggas getting killed, drug deal. Everybody know. Literally, you were listening to the smart niggas and smart niggas, the girls. Because like a lot of them now, they did good. They got jobs. A lot of them, and you still know them. Well, at least whatever, because of Facebook. And a lot of you listen to them. This ain't a movie where you bully the smart kids. Nobody bullied the smart kids. It's like everybody listening to them. Especially when they talk about real shit. About jobs. But we all knew that anyway. I knew that. From growing up as a little kid. You hear. And also back then they used to give hints on TV, not just ABC after school specials. Just that you got to have money, you got to have savings, and this was before 401k. So I remember a commercial before I joined the army. It was like one of those public service announcements, and it just had the numbers. It was like and it said the average high school graduate only earns $1 million in a lifetime, over a lifetime, of working, making whatever, $8 an hour or whatever. And it's like the average college graduate, I don't even think it was $1 million. At that time in '89, when I see that commercial all the time in between, this after school, that's why they was showing it at that time. They reached some of the kids. And the average college, it was trying to get people to go to college. That's when you thought college. And like I said, even in my day, I remember sitting at the lunch table. 1 minute we might be talking about girls and hoes and that, and parties and drugs and selling drugs and gangster rap. Next minute, we're talking about how we already know that you ain't gonna have enough money. Social Security ain't gonna be enough. And this was in 1990, 91. At the lunch table, what I'm saying? We're talking about whoever got shot last Friday. Next minute, we're talking about, you gotta have. In college, you can't just go to college. We already knew that you got that, because I remember in the army, because that was one of the things I already knew, because they'd be talking about some of the lieutenants. He's not that bright, or she's not that bright. Why? And they tell you, because all you got to do is get a degree in anything. They got a degree. They used to say underwater basket weaver. That lieutenant right there. Yeah, then you get, and now you got your commission. Not all of them, but yeah, you can just get a degree. Basically, physical education, which is fine if you're actually going to go and teach high school physical education or whatever, grade school. But now you're in the army and you barely made physical education. You barely got that degree. And I already knew what they was talking about. Because like I said, we as black folks, we knew we had to get money. And like I said, you saw the dope thing, plus you didn't want to go to prison for a long time. You saw that wasn't working. So we was hipping each other to hide the high paying careers. It's like you can't just go to a real university and take music or English. Yeah, that's another thing. That lieutenant got a degree in English. It's like, what was he gonna do in the real world unless be a teacher? So or business. A lot of people, niggas love getting a degree in business. What you gonna do with that degree unless you're going? A lot of them ain't, they're working at Walmart because they went to college and got a degree in business. Can't do nothing with it, or English or history. It's like, if you're not gonna if your goal ain't to be a teacher, why are you getting it? Or a writer or something? Write books and make money. What are you doing that for? And we knew that in high school. So this ain't nothing new that I got my check and I was like, no, you supposed to, especially if you my age and you younger, I definitely am like, but that's part of they did it on purpose. They stopped, I don't know how, that's why they changed the music to all this victimhood music instead of sitting in class or sitting there, and that's why they have them acting. That's why you see so many videos of fights, World Star and all that. It's not just because of the phones. It's not because of the phone, because in my day, like I said, somebody could have just got killed Friday night. Monday morning, we still ain't acting up in the teacher's class. I knew one teacher that got beat up, and he got beat up by an older dude. I think I was in 10th grade, and I don't know what happened between him and that guy. Other than that, none of the teachers, nobody was acting up in class. We got told to get out. You went out, you got out. Anybody. Nobody's trying to fight and nowadays fight the teacher. None of that shit. And it's not just you're being a good person. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's just, they mind ain't based on money. Whether I don't care if you're getting it illegal. It's just childish. That's what I'm saying. We were doing grown man shit, taking grown man chances. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get some money, making some money, not trying, making some money. And they got these kids acting like kids. They fucking 16, 14 years old, even in middle school, acting like little kids, fighting, being disobedient. Like I said, we always listen to they told you to get out. Oh, you got suspended, That's it. They so busy trying to be fucking victims that, they want to hate people because they telling the truth about they. That's what I'm telling you. You're not going to win against winners. You're a fucking loser. That's what I'm saying. Y'all decide to try to pick on the people, and the reason you're picking on them is because they're smarter than you and have more money and more stuff, and you think you're going to win against that person? You're fucking retarded. It's like you're not going to reach them. One, like I said, we're smarter than you, obviously more blessed than you. That's the main number one, we're more blessed. And you think you being an evil, nasty, jealous bum that all religions, not just Christianity, all religions, and not just religions, atheists, they know jealousy is going to stop you from making money because you so busy, you so mad. Even if you're not religious at all, you know that jealousy is going to be a hindrance to you succeeding and being successful. It's like, yeah, give up. That's what I'm telling you. Give the fuck up. Don't get excited when I chill out. I'm not chilling out. It has nothing to do with y'all. That's another thing. Y'all not good at reading people. You're not good at spying on people and interpreting. I'm not a spy either. But that's just common sense. It's like you think you done won because, it is like, but you still start up again. Oh, it's like, that is the dumbest tactic. Spend some time watching tactical videos on YouTube. I've been knowing all this stuff. I know, because I did. When I was real little, I used to read about Vietnam War when I was probably 6 years old, because I just love airplanes. I did. F-4 Phantom. At that time, F-4 Phantom was my favorite. And, I'm just saying, you got the way we was raised, everything was raised, even the cartoons, G.I. Joe, not just G.I. Joe, the Transformers definitely was very tactical. The cartoon was very, if you watch the old video Transformers now, the original, you see that they threw in a lot of real technical things. It was fun, and you see how, but it just, it's like y'all you can't say I said, and this is, more me being religious. You can't say I set y'all up That's just stupid. How stupid can you be that I'm just going, oh yeah, now I done changed. No, I ain't changed, nigga. It ain't no big deal to me. It ain't shit, you dumb ass. It ain't shit to me. That's what I'm telling you. You're not gangster. I'm telling you, you have no gangster in you. None whatsoever. And actually, like I said, it's the same thing since the beginning of time. I'm telling you, it's biblical. You have none of that. God does not like you. You know, you will recognize it is like it's not a brag. It is not, oh, you would leave me alone. That's y'all. I'm just saying, it's common sense. It's like, you really thought I was just, oh, let me just, no, I ain't got shit to do. It's hot as fuck. It's like, I'm not finna go find shit to do with all this heat. You know, maybe I might go pick one of these jobs. They had some yesterday. But it's like, nah, fuck it. I told you that's what I'm saying. That's why I was working on them jobs to get to this point. To definitely now, when I go to work, it's definitely just money to invest in shit like that. I probably, and it's getting, it's finna get back cooler in a couple of more weeks. August, and then you got October, so about 6 more weeks. So, I am maybe just be sitting the summer out. I mean, it ain't no big deal. I know how to stay work in the sun. I've been doing it. Because it's different. Now I'm hot as fucking miserable. But if you're out there, you can stay out there all day. You're gonna have your protection and water. You know me, I'm gonna have fucking water. I'll buy my own water. But like I said, this video been long. Oh, man, it is an hour long. But anyway, really, this whole thing was about that dream. Well, it wasn't. Well, it was a dream. And I'm trying to help y'all. I really am. I really am telling y'all it's all over with. But yeah, it's like you keep trying to give yourself more rank than you deserve. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. It's an insult to me when you say I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I told you they ain't shit. But I do. Yeah, I talk the way I talk. That's the way I always, letting you know. Like, no, man, it ain't you. You're not that. Just let it go. You're not that dude. It's always gonna come out like that. I ain't never be, the calm and collective. I'm cool and calm, but that's to stay out of trouble. It's not, that's smooth. I'm just smooth. But anyway, let me go on and take a shower and get up out of here.